Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Once again, it's time for LinkedIn Live with the Keynote Curators. I'm Seth Deckman. I'm your host and the owner of the Keynote Curators, where we have been providing keynote speakers for every organization imaginable over 20 years now. It's been since we've been doing it. And we are so pleased to have you here with us. Please feel free to chime in on the chat, or you can direct message us as well offline. Today's topic is the World Cup and keynote speakers. And that's a big topic. So I want to talk specifically about something called style. I've had the fortune of attending World Cups and seeing some of the big teams live: Brazil, France, Italy, Spain, Argentina. One day we can include the United States in that group. Yes, I'm partial. I am pulling for the United States. And in the world of wars and chaos and conflicts and global warming and all sorts of problems, the World Cup offers an opportunity to move away from the political. While there are questions about how the cup was awarded to Qatar and other countries as well, I'd like to take the opportunity to put that all aside and just discuss purely the intention and the source of the competition itself. In its purest form, it's every country qualifying over a 4-year period in their regional, more local tournaments to then emerge with 32 teams, 8 groups of 4 into the World Cup after 4 years of qualifying. And this is the best of the best, the elite of the elite. And then they play knockout stages or round robin, and then you get into the knockout stages. So we're in the midst of the World Cup. Half the games have been played, and we're still waiting for a couple of the groups to be defined. And yesterday, the United States beat Iran 1-0 in a nail-biter of a game, what I thought was very intense, very high pressure. And the United States came out with a spectacular goal by Kristen Pusilik, and he's injured. We hope he's going to come back. But one of the things that struck me was the style of play, not just in the US-Iran game, but all the games and all the teams and how they play. But what does that have to do with your keynote speaker? Or really, what does that have to do with the keynote curators and the provision of keynote speakers for you all? Every buyer and every seller has a style, and some map better with others. Some are bulls in a china shop where they're go, 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 a little bit more of a boiler room, Wall Street mentality, big volume, not a lot of personal attention. And some are a little bit more artisanal and a little bit very more tailored. And then there's everything in between. We like to consider ourselves here, our style of play, if you will, if we were a World Cup team, very tailored and very personalized and much, much more personal attention. So if you look at the teams that are traditionally strong, the big powers in soccer, they identify with a very strong style. And then they display it. They play it out. They don't adapt their style for others. But in the world of providing speakers, not all clients, not all buyers are the same. So there is a certain amount of adaptability and willingness to conform to what the style is of my clients. I'm not trying to be Pollyanna and be everything for anybody. I'm still having my core virtues of real personal attention, but is my buyer more in tune to operate via Zoom or a telephone call, or do they want me to do the legwork and rank the list of recommendations I make for them? Are they a texter, or do they just do one call and kind of get it done and then get back to me? So you have to be able to read the room, if you will, or have that emotional intelligence of your style and the style of your client or your buyer, which is what I bring to the game. So in 2010, 12 years ago, I went to Johannesburg and I was a spectator, a participant, an attendee of the World Cup. The United States made it out of group play. We had a tough group with England, similar to this time around. England was in our group, and it was the last game of the group play, just like this year, where we beat Algeria 1-0 on a very late minute goal that got us through, and we ultimately lost in the next round in another nail biter, I believe, to Ghana. When I went from the airport in Johannesburg upon arrival into our bed and breakfast, or today it would probably be an Airbnb, our driver, I was alone, but the driver was from Zimbabwe, a neighboring country where a lot of Zimbabweans come to study and to work and even immigrate and make their life in South Africa. And I had a scarf from Argentina on. And immediately he said, Messi, Maradona. And I was like, yeah, I'd been living in Argentina at the time. And we began to talk about how great, Argentina is and all the great individual skill. And one by one, he named off every single player that plays at a top flight team in Europe and in South America, and began to talk about the style of play. And he said, Argentina's won 2 World Cups, so they're nothing short of results and being a powerhouse. But lately, why is it that they haven't been able to take the ball into the goal on the final? They lost to France in a final. They lost to Germany in a final. And on paper, they have some of the best players. One could say that they're missing a little bit more of a team coming together. Great individuals. So their style, they're known around the world, even by somebody from Zimbabwe who's driving the vehicle, taking me to my accommodations in Johannesburg. He knew what Argentina's style of play was. My clients know what my style is. They count on me for that. They count on me for the personal attention, for the quick response, for really partnering up with them and helping them make a case and pros and cons, what to look out for with speakers. So I'm asking you all, do you have that with your clients? Are they aware of what your style of play is? Are you aware of what their style of play is so that you can make proper adjustments? Are you agile enough? Are you constantly reading the room? The driver from Zimbabwe went on to talk about every team. For instance, Brazil, they're known as the jogo bonito in football, the beautiful game, the beautiful play. They've got a lot of flair and style, and they're great front runners. When they get out in front, it's like a steamroller and they're just run you over. Germany, very disciplined, very structured, very high skill, powerful and strong. Spain is known as the tiki-taki, right? The little baby passes. They kind of put you to sleep a little bit sometimes. And then boom, you're down a goal or you're down 2 goals. England, they play the long ball a lot. They're also very tough as nails. And they've got a very strong fighting spirit. Holland, they're known for total football, for the complete game. They're one of the early innovators in the 70s that started passing the ball backwards and using the whole field instead of just being constrained to the forward only pass. So there's so many different styles out there, and that's what's so enjoyable about the World Cup, because the cultures also come into play. How do you operate when you go down? How do I work with my clients when we make a really nice, great offer, the speaker's available, and for some reason, a valid reason, it gets declined? Have we anticipated a plan B? Do we have a second idea in place to go to right away, like you do in the World Cup? Do you plan for all of the eventualities? What happens if you're down 1, if you're up 1, if it's tied with this much time left, or you're down a man because of an unexpected yellow or red card? All these things come into play on the field in the World Cup. And it's just incredible how the similarity of it in the world of business also happens that way. So the message today is short and it's simple. Know your style. Know your client clients and your buyer styles and work at making your style known so that you can train them, condition your partners and your collaborators with your style, but also you have the ability to be open and flexible to adjust and make the right calls in the moments that you need it at that point of the game or the offer or the deal being negotiated or whatever stage you are in the booking or in the World Cup. The Americans, I left out. What is their style? Well, we don't have maybe the skill level of a Brazil, an Argentina, or even a Spain or an Italy, but they're known for grit and never say die. Hopefully, the skill level will be known around the world as being raised and being elevated over time. So on this Saturday, we have the United States has a big match, knockout round with Holland, one of the big ones, one of the big teams in the world. Everything to gain, nothing to lose. We can put everything out there, and we bring our grit and bring our toughness and make it difficult for opponents. That's what we're known for. And just have the moment, you know, pressure creates diamonds. So can our rough cut gems be turned into diamonds this Saturday? Well, let's see how they adapt and if they can impose their style or have enough emotional intelligence in the field of play to adapt to what style is going on in front of them and make the right adjustments. So go USA this Saturday, but more importantly, watch the games and watch for the style. It's really, really cool to see how you can take that idea and apply it to life. So I really appreciate you all being with us today. I hope you've learned something. Again, if you weren't able to stick a question into the chat now, you can rewatch this. It'll be posted up on LinkedIn, and you can direct message us or visit our website at any time. Thanks so much, and we look forward to seeing you on the next time.